Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brad and SuperCoach Pro. In today's video, we're doing a team update here. But I want to actually side note to a funny story last night at about midnight to 2 a.m. around there sort of thing. I was given a swipe on Tinder, of course, which I haven't had any Tinder update stories in a while for you guys. I'm trying to keep it a little bit low key. I don't want to be renowned for that guy. So anyway, I'm actually this lady named Kristen. So shout out to you. Did say I'd put you on the video for this one. And now her bio caught my attention, right? Swiping away and Blues fan. So that automatically killed it for me. I thought, oh, hell no. But I'll swipe anyway, right? Because anyway. I don't want to get in trouble. I don't want to get cancelled. So anyway, her bio was basically saying that she wanted to start a Supercoach league of, well, Tinder people, I suppose. And saying if you want to be beaten by a girl, join the league, we'll play, etc. So I said, all right, you are on. Wanted to get a Snapchat because you guys know I don't really love giving my Facebook or Instagram away to Tindersaurus's out there. So I did so. I gave my Instagram because I couldn't get the Snapchat for whatever reason, which is fair enough. Probably comes a bit suspect if you're always asking for a snap because they always think you're going to send. Anyway, I won't go there. So I end up messaging her, voice noting her because I hate messaging. Don't know if you guys know that, but I'm a voice note kind of guy. I don't know if I sort of bring that vibe. But anyway, so I'm actually going to make a league, and I'll give you guys a league code. I'll make sure she gets the code first so you guys can play against her because she reckons she can take us out, boys. And that's the Tiger Man. She's a Blues. Well, now going Brisbane, which is even worse, somewhat. So if you want to beat her in the league and you want a chance to beat me in the league, I'll drop a code. Sometime this weekend, I'll probably just make it like a 30-second video. And if you set the upload, first and best dress, and then I'll do some other codes throughout the preseason. But you can't go in more than one league, or else I will kick you out of that if you're in multiple. So just do pick the one league. Anyway, so that was the story. Don't know if I'll one day meet her. I did say maybe we'll chuck in a multi because she does have a good multi. Here's the multi she actually did too. Like a shout out to that. Like the multi she's got on her Tinder is actually pretty. It's a pretty good one. So it's Blake Acres for 20 more disposals, Matt Owens to kick anytime goal scorer, Track anytime goal scorer, Keziah Pickett anytime goal scorer, Jack Martin anytime goal scorer, Curnow for 2 goals or more, which is probably a given. Ed Langdon for 15 more disposals, which is a pretty good one as well. Adam Sard to get 15 more disposals, Mike goes in plus, and Track to get 20 disposals. So they are pretty good odds. So I like that. So maybe I'll have a multi with her, get a pizza, watch a footy game, watch Brisbane destroy Richmond, which probably happened. But anyway, let's get stuck in the side. I don't normally delve into stories too often anymore. Now, a team update, I'll just run through it. I'm going to go on Sis. I'm still avoiding Dacos. If Dacos gets to like that 70% mark before season start, I might actually get FOMO and start him. But for me, Sicily, he's got the better buy between Dacos and him, of course. And he's a good VC and C option most weeks. Stewart for me, the role was a little bit worrying though in terms of the midfield. We're not sure. We don't have a big sample size of what his various range could be. I don't love it. I hope he just takes kick-ins and then delves into the centre bounces and then sort of after centre bounce goes back into defence. That's how I'd like to see it. So he's D2. D3 for me, I did have this, but I think I am going to go Young still. I do like that pick. I just feel like he will average around the mark of those Luke Ryan, Dan Houston kind of picks anyway, potentially. And I'm even considering starting Luke Ryan over someone like a Stewart, to be fair, as well. So that's the backline sort of for those sort of players. Then we're probably looking at getting rid of this filter. So if you didn't know, you can actually filter your range of prices between your players. So if you're only looking for certain ones, but then you can also change it to this as well for the buyers, or you want to look for a selected team because you're only picking various teams that don't have the early buyers. You can also filter that in as well. I won't do that. Sure, you guys probably know that. Caulfield will be in there, but you're going to start. I'm going to go Heath Chapman. I've always liked this pick in the preseason. I just think you want to pick rookies that have been in the system for a few years. You don't really want to pick first year players as much unless you know they're going to get like 15 plus games. So for me, it's job security and they've been in the system for a few years when I'm looking at rookies. So he's D4, and then to round it out, it'll be something like this. These are just placeholders. Gibcus will get games, obviously. I feel like Grimes could even be dropped a few games or retire early, potentially. So I think you'll get plenty of ball. Gibcus down back. We're not going to be a great side this year. Caulfield is the other placeholder. Curtin, and then Marty Hall. I think he averaged around 70 in 2019. I feel like there is a spot there after that saga with Joel Smith at the end of the year. I think Hall has a role to play down there potentially, but he could be anyone really of those rookies. They're always placeholders. Midfielders will probably do last. You know what? We'll cover rocks off. Like, this is not going to change, I don't think. These are the only guys that are really set in stone, barring injury. And then I'll go Sweet because I reckon he might dismantle Ivan Soldo early on in the piece. Harley Reid, I'm probably going to go value now. I've been talking to myself, do I get the players that don't have buys, or do I bring in the value because it is hard to get a fully premium side, even with all the trades? I feel like there will be interest throughout the season. So I'm just going to go Flanders value. I don't love it. I'm going to take Jackson McRae out. He's on that hammy. That's enough for me. Still highly owned by the competition, but I'm just not going to risk it. You know, we're a month out from playing footy, really. And does he get managed a little bit more early on in the season now? So that's playing into my head. Then we'll grab the likes of, we're not going to touch Fife, I don't think, to be honest. Go Billings, Reed, Madden, or however you say it. Wilson in there. McRae surely gets games. He's a high draft pick, like around that 20 mark for this year, so hopefully he gets games. And then there's a couple ones that I really don't mind, and I'm sort of flirting with. I like the Jordan pick. I do love it. Cadman, I'm going to fade that rookie out at the moment just because he is a key forward, and you know what that's like in scoring terms, even though he's got an okay fixture. He's going to be in probably that 1% range, and he used to play for the Tigs, and he's 123K because we only played him once. You know what? Why am I? All right. So we're going to go Biggie Newen is my player. My internet's not loving this right now. And it's because he's been in the Richmond system, had been for quite some time, but we already had enough players similar to him in terms of like his speed and agility, like abroad. Now he's in the first at the moment in match sims and stuff like that as well, and he is 123K. He's a forward, but you can pick him up as a defender. And the other one is Sexton is playing a halfback role as well. So I'm going to put him in there just to see how we go. Like I said, placeholder. And I do like a good pod rookie as well. So let's see how that goes. Maybe Gold Coast supporters, if you guys exist, let us know if Sexton will get games. I know he's about 30. He's an ex-forward. I know all that. But will he get games? Now, this is taking me way too long for Big and Ewan, so I do apologise. I had to stall there. So the forward line's disgusting, and everyone's forward line will bar of, you know, a Flanders McRae Billings or a Flanders Billings and Reid as your third F3. You probably want one primo in the forward line, but I also don't mind the idea of having, you know, Billings, Harms, and Jordan as your F1, 2, and 3. I wouldn't hate that at all if you're spending the money wisely elsewhere. Now, in the midfield, always determine rookies first, and that will make your starting squad much easier. So you want the high scoring rookies on your field as well. So McKercher are going to play a halfback role. We know that. Sanders played a bit of midfield minutes, you'd think, so he'd be a decent on-field option. Sharp, you think he'd get games as well. I haven't really heard too much at the moment, but I feel like he's a given. And then you're going to have to pick value as well. So I'm going to go Took Miller. He has average 120. I feel like Dimmer will put him in the guts. And the other player I might or might not start as Sam Walsh. I'm pretty 50-50 on these two guys, if I'm honest. I don't even mind going for, I don't know, it's really ugly, but a Crouch and a who's the Cats bloke? He's out of my head at the moment. Sort of combination and sort of save the coin and see what happens because they don't got the buys early on. So I'll leave that one. LDU, I want to start. I feel like he's the guy you start. You're not one you bring in at all. You have a starter you don't bring in because you know his injury history is like. Sarong for me as a good buys, and I feel like he's a decent VCC option most weeks, and he's the only player I don't feel like can play that outside role, more the inside role for me. I feel like he'll attend the most CBAs out of all these sort of midfielders that I can depend on. I really like Rory Laird, even though he ruined my season at the start of the year. He scored a 50 for me as my captain, and that was the downfall of my scoring was I came off 100,000 because of him being my captain and Stewart going down and players like that really stuff your season. So Guthrie is the other guy I don't mind. Guthrie and Crouch. So I'm tossing up between those two if I can get some value out of them. I want to see how they do in the preseason game. I know it's only one preseason game, and I probably will change my mind if one of those guys go nuts and show a bit of form. Obviously, Guthrie only played the sixth throughout injury. And now I've got 3 players to play with. So you're probably going to use 2 of them being rookies and then the other one being a primo. So I've heard a bit about Josh Sin playing halfback flank role. He's been in the system for a few years, so that's the kind of guy you want to bring in. Butters, I feel like, is a guy that's only going to improve. He is one of the best averaging in the back end of the year. And then we will go Sin. And then I've got awkward 244K sitting there. And I do have a good point of difference for rookies. So I might actually grab Kane McCallworth. I don't know how you really say that. I probably should be in the Tigers man. But that 127, like, what do you do with it? Do you upgrade these 2 players? And this is what it's been really stumping me is these last 2 kind of spots because there's so many things you can do with it. Like you got 625,000 between them both potentially. I should really stop using it by owned. And I really want to I want to go by the buys. That's what's killing me as well. Like I love track. I love this selection. It is a nice one. But I just don't know what to do with the side. These are the only 2 spots. Like I'm pretty set on Sarong, LDU, and Butters. It's just those last 2 midfielders. And I probably want to base it around the buys because if you do start with a Walsh and a Took, you know you're getting value for money. Are they going to be top of their line? They'll be thereabouts, no doubt at all. So maybe for now, just for the video's sake, I will take a Walsh. He is owned by 34% of competition, so he will go down to the whole team with the whole thing when, you know, he has that awkward buy. And then Took, again, I think he's pretty highly owned at 25%. So 1 in every 4 teams has him. At 127K, I still don't know what to do with it. So it'd probably be more something to do with upgrading a rookie and you know, taking a punt on a guy that you think could potentially be a keeper for the first 6 rounds anyway, or even more, because you don't know. I feel like one of James Harms or a Billings or one of those could be a real keeper. I even like this Tom Emmerich pick. Now that the small forward, I've gone blank, Schultz, I think it was, he's gone to Collingwood, so they do need a role there, so I don't mind that as one pick. Jack Hayes is a good one too. So just for video's sake, I think we'll round it off with, I just put him in my trap video. I can't do that. That's disgusting. Brad, what are you thinking? You'd be an absolute hypocrite. Maybe we just put Jack Hayes there. He's in 1% of sides. See what happens. If he's name round 1, we've seen what he can do. His scoring history too. So thanks for watching. Thanks for bearing with me scrolling with some players and not being able to find Vicky Ewan and players like that. So I've got a few videos I'm doing this weekend, and I'll schedule them out throughout the weekend for some more content. I'll be doing some midfield selections of my top 8 to top 10, and then my top 8 forwards as well, who I think will finish. So that is the side. A lot of trades this season, meaning we can be more risky with it. So optimize your side always too. If you do pay for the premium, I do recommend paying for SuperCoach Gold. It does help, and it shows you the highest averages throughout, whether you want to look at their home games or their ceiling games and their floor games as well. It's sort of like a shortcut between, having to do what some people do, which is like your footy wire, and having to analyze too many other things. Just takes all the hard work out for you. So if you like the video, sub, give a like, and I'll catch you on a video very soon. Cheers, guys. Thanks for watching.